again. Finna hit they block, let it drip again. Bounce out with 30 sticks again. Take it all off, nigga, strip again. This bitch off a pill, ate the dick again. Bitch off a molly, ate the click again. Hey, get it in. On my mama, bitch, we get it in.
Get in the radio show. We are live. We are live. We are back again. We are in the building. Of course, Stars on Stars. I don't know if he knows that he's a star or he's a celebrity, but my G is a celebrity, superstar. I go by the name of Vaz FVG, representing Gen TV. Of course, J-Ro Promotions in the building.
Yes, we everywhere.
We everywhere. Engineer extraordinaire.
Yeah, we here. Make it happen.
Mad Truck Music. What's good, my G? We are in the building, and of course, again, we have a superstar. A superstar in the building.
Nah, man. OTAY, we drinking on that.
OTAY in the building.
Run it up. Shit.
Salute, fam. Thank you for coming through, my G. It's a blessing to have you, man. Since I've been down here, man,
right.
I'm going on 10 years this year.
I was just getting ready to ask you that. How many years? 10. That's crazy.
And you were solid from day one.
Well, welcome to the city, because I remember me, you was at some event, and you introduced yourself, and I was like, you told me you was from up north, from New York. I forgot what part of Burroughs you said you was from.
Right.
But, man, like, I'm from Texas, so it's all about that Southern hospitality. So I always make sure we show love to anybody who move into the community.
From Texas, what you doing in Tampa here, brother?
Hey, man, long story short, Johnny Ray Smith used to play for the Buccaneers back in the early 80s. And that's my cousin, Jazzy's Barbecue. So he had a joint, said, you want to come?
Barbecue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My cousin hit me up, and she was like, hey, you want to go jump into the family biz in Florida? I'm like, fuck it, why not? I just lost my job. Why not? Jumped in the whip, and here I am.
Wow. So that's how you started out here, man?
Yep. Slanging behind the counter and making barbecue.
Official, bro. So I see you at all the dope spots, all the popping clubs, all the big events.
Right.
You're there. You're hosting one of the top hosts out here in Tampa, hands down. Where did he start?
I mean, I started at Club Sky. I remember working at the radio station. Gordy was hosting Sky and Full Moon Saloon and Pleasure Dome back in the day.
Right.
So you started. It was radio first. It was radio first. Then.
Yeah, it was definitely radio first. Working on the street team, and like I said, just been doing street team shit.
So you started on the street team.
Oh yeah. So when you say started from the bottom.
Free 99.
Hey, no, free 99 for a long ass time. For a long ass time. But it's just crazy that Gordy was hosting one night, and he let me jump on, say what I gotta say, and he kind of showed me a couple of things. And one night I think he called in sick, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to host?" And I was like, "Fuck it, why not?" Right. And I did it, and been doing it ever since then. And that was like since I moved here in '98. So I think I've been hosting since 2001, something like that. Yeah.
And that's crazy. I take a lot of pictures, dog. Right.
Right.
I
know you got some gems.
I get a lot of heat. For some of the pictures I take, if it's a strip club and it's, I'm a what do you call it, tied up man. Tied up.
Tied up.
How you get away with it, brother? Because it seems like, first of all, you take the best pictures with the best females in Tampa. It'd be like the most beautiful chicks in Tampa. Okay, you're taking pictures with them, and it's like you don't take pictures with ugly girls. Do you curve them? Do you curve them? Because all I see is just beautiful women you take pictures with there, bro.
You really putting me on the spot right now with that one. Nobody really ever asked me that question. I take pictures with everybody.
Yeah.
But
that's what I say.
I take pictures.
That's what I say, brother. You know what I mean?
I take pictures with everybody, but
I business.
Yes.
Right.
It's entertainment. I've told girls in the past that just have issues there, like, why are you hugging her so tight? I'm like, no, I'm not. But you know how women are. They quick to just kind of like be very exaggerated, more detailed. I'm like, why your hand so close to her butt? I'm like, what? I was just taking a picture. I wasn't even thinking about where my hand. I'm not grabbing, I'm not palming the ass.
So you do get heat.
Oh, yeah. I get a little bit of heat, but, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, it's entertainment purposes only.
It's part of the,
You did?
Yeah.
part of entertainment there. Part of entertainment.
Exactly.
Buckwheat, again, thank you again for coming through, man. I appreciate you, man.
doubt.
Taking out your time to come get it in with the Get In Radio show. But from day one, my brother,
Right.
you was super solid. You know, whether it's I could hear you on the radio, I could see you in the major clubs, the major Friday and Saturday nights, but I could also see you supporting local promoters and local events, local talent events, whether you're coming through as a judge or, you know, special guest host. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, certain places, certain people don't go.
Right.
But you go everywhere, man.
I
and show
try
love,
to,
brother.
bro. I try to, man. I've slowed down a little bit, but, you know, it's one thing I've always learned from my dad is, like, make sure you support everybody because they do come to support you. So when they support you, you got to return that love right back.
Hell yeah.
And that's just how that's always been. And I mean, some of the events I enjoy going to, some of my I go to, I show face and be out. You know what I'm saying? But it's very simple. Like the world we live in today is like, what's wrong with just posting a flyer on your IG?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If one person see it, then that means a few people see it, and then out of a few people, that means somebody's gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna go check that out," because you just never know who's looking. That's another thing. You just never know who's looking.
Definitely. Salute to you again, too.
Thanks.
Big up to H as well. Y'all started Loud on 7th.
Yes.
You know, such a big platform for local artists to hit up, also for independent artists
Right.
all over to, you know what I mean, come down to Tampa and come get it in with, you know, Ybor City, man.
Yeah.
It was like 1,000 clubs, you know what I mean, that y'all
Yeah.
involved with and everything, man. Tell us a little something about that, man.
Me and H linked up one day. I think it was just me, Shizm, and H sitting down in Ybor, just linking up. And I had the same vision. H had the same vision, and Shizm was like, "Yo, y'all got the same vision. Y'all need to work together." And I've already known H way before we started doing this thing, so we clicked up. You know, our first year was actually.
Y'all left Shizm out of it.
It wasn't that we left.
This between me and you, H.
I ain't gonna say we left Shizm out of it. We just got going, and like, you know what, we got to figure out how to get Shizm involved because he did put us two together. So I'm actually, it's when you say that because I was like, I gotta have Shizm do his thing this year.
Nice.
Not even that, like we gotta expand the music.
Not for nothing. With all the people on the radio, I think you and Shizm show the most love to independent artists. I know he does it on the, you know, on the music, music tip, but you do it on the supporting tip.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
No, I mean there's just a way to support everybody. Like either show up to one of the shows, post a flyer. You know, just be in the presence of a lot of these local artists. If they see, that's the thing. Do we call them local artists, or do we just say 813 artists, 727 artists? I mean, I don't know, however you want to look at it, but support, however you go about doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, I have to give shout outs to Babs. Babs been moving here for the last, I think, 4 or 5 years, doing the thing she's doing. You know, and you know, there's a couple of DJs out there, but like Shizm definitely do his thing on a Sunday night with I think the Shizm Showdown. So you know, definitely gotta give him props, but like we just gotta make sure that we expand and get bigger, you know, by the year.
Oh, yeah. So I've been seeing, you know, new podcasts, new different adventures, man. What you got going on, man?
At the present moment, the podcast is in motion. Had to pause because of the holiday season. Everybody was traveling during the holiday season, so now it's trying to get refocused and, you know, get some of the artists, and not even just the artists. I mean, you guys even know this yourself. Like, we have a lot of status people that come through the city. Like, there was a particular person that was in the city not too long ago, just chilling, like a major actor. And there was an actress not too long ago, too. But they just come to St. Pete, Clearwater, just on vacation mall, Sarasota. So
they love it.
there's not too many status people, celebrities that come to the city and be like, I don't like this city. I'm like, bitch, you got Sarasota, St. Pete, Clearwater, and Tampa. And Tampa, since COVID's going
I
up.
know you met a lot of celebrities, whether it's radio, parties.
Right.
But what's some of the biggest celebrities that you have met, and who's the coolest? And who's the big head?
I'm not gonna mention the ones I personally know, but I'll mention.
On the low.
I'll definitely keep that one on the low. Snoop Dogg was definitely my top. Because once I told him I was Buckwheat OTAY, he just kind of chuckled and like, OTAY, and called me Buckwheat. And then when I saw him again, he was just like, oh, what's up, Buck? And I was like, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So Jason Derulo, definitely met him at the beginning of his career. There's like Flo Rida, solid brother. Every time I see him, there's a lot, bro. There's definitely a lot, but I would definitely say Snoop Dogg was the highlight.
How about on the female side? Which is the hottest celebrity you met, man?
Ooh. I'm trying to figure out that one. You know what? I met Rihanna. I'm going to say Rihanna. This is right before the Chris Brown situation.
Oh, wow.
They was doing I think Chris Brown was doing a show in Miami. The chick that I was fucking around with was cool with somebody in the entourage. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, let's go. And we was backstage, and Rihanna and Chris Brown was walking by. And it was a quick conversation, but, like, she stopped by, just, like, acknowledged, said hello, and, like, hey, have a good night, have a good night. I'm like, hey, keep doing your thing. Thank you, and kept it going. And I was like, she didn't have to stop by just to say even that. Like, they was in the hallway with security walking by. And I was like, all right. But I didn't even think nothing of it at the time, because it was at that time, it was like, Chris Brown and Rihanna. They was the biggest couple in the music game at that time.
Hell yeah. Shit, that's big time, though, man. I met her once in a strip club back in the days.
Yeah?
Yeah. She was with Meek Mills. Chilling out. You know what I mean?
All right.
Now, I'm just saying, they were chilling. You know what I mean? But it was a strip club in Queens. And she passed by a stripper, said, yo, watch me, get up on her.
Right.
I'm like, you ain't gonna do that shit. This, that. I'm like, security gonna snuff you and shit. But security ended up saying, she went up on her. Rihanna slapped. Slapped it. She didn't, man. She was loving it, like she was embracing shit. You know what I mean? Like she was good. Like wasn't, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Ain't it crazy when you meet artists in the beginning of their career, how like wild they are, right? And then once they get seasoned, they kind of like tame a little bit, and then they kind of keep it. I'm like, man, but is it really smart?
Some of them have to, they're trying to clean up themselves, man. Trying to get to that money, you know what I mean? Clean money, I guess.
Whatever, dog. Listen, if you were smacking ass in the beginning, go and smack that ass at the end, goddammit. Yeah, women love women. Shit, we like to watch it.
Tampa is in the building. Tampa Elite is in the building. YG Buckwheat is in the building. How did you get your name there, brother?
Oh, man. So I was always called Buckwheat. Like, I had a fro. I have a hat on now, which I'm bald-headed, but we ain't going to do all that.
Okay. So just to be clear, all right, you didn't star in The Rascals.
Nah. Man, you know what the fuck is?
That wasn't you.
Nah, that was not me. The funny part,
You're not 86 right now.
No, hell no. And if I was, black don't crack. No, it's funny because I have, like, older people. Sometimes I don't know if they joking or they really like, is that you? I'm like, nah, that dude would have been, like you said, in the 80s and 90s. But nah.
That's crazy. But have you ever went along with it?
A couple of times. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Because the thing's kind of obvious. They're like, no, do I look that old? Like, look at me. Do I have the wrinkles? Like, no, my G, I ain't got the gray hairs.
That's
like
your name, man. That's your name.
Now, my aunt used to call me Buckwheat back in the day when I was a kid because I hated combing my hair as a kid. Like, they used to take that comb and, like, literally, you know how back in the day was, like, really be struggling? That was me.
I don't ever think I saw you with hair, but...
Nah, you never saw me.
You had a nappy fro one day.
Oh yeah. If I could ever find a picture when I go home, you gonna make me go home and look for a picture and see if I can post that sometime this year. But no, she called me Buckwheat back in the day, and then when I moved down here, I was going to the Wild Bunch show to do an audition with special ed, and Buster and them invited me. And that's when I met Paco. As soon as I walked into the studio, the jock at the time was Big Mama. He was like, he chuckled. I don't know why it is. Everybody likes to chuckle. He chuckled, and looked at me like, yeah, I know exactly what I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you Buckwheat. Because it's the afro, and then, of course, I have the gap, and, Buckwheat, it is what it is, bro. So I just ran with it. I'm like, well, that ain't nothing new. I was already named that when I was a kid, and so let's go.
Right. Dope, man.
Real.
Listen, being Buckwheat, man, being such a big image in Tampa, man, right? I know you get a whole bunch of artists running up to you, freestyling, trying to see where they could, get out you. How often do you get that, man?
All the time. All the time. All the time.
How much do you tolerate? How much do you tolerate?
Oh,
Like,
man.
You know what?
because I don't.
Oh, man.
I never see you being like
Oh, man.
rude to people.
Right.
It's like you always showing love to people,
Right.
even if you got to walk away, you be like, yo, you know what I mean? It's like in a good way. It's
Right.
You know what I mean? They be like, yo, man, chill out. I'm not talking, you know what I mean? You always good money with
Right.
people. But
It's been,
sometimes
it has definitely been moments where I had to tell me, like, chill the fuck out. Because at that point, they're drunk. And I get it. I've been drunk. But sometimes people just get drunk and annoying. I'm like, bro, like, yo, chill the fuck out. Like, chill. But for the most part, I would say 99% of the time, I tolerate it because I didn't think everybody needs some help or some type of vision or just an input. Sometimes they don't like the input. I'm like, and everybody's like, oh, man, you're showing out of my music. I'm like, it's just not that good.
Oh, man.
Exactly. I mean, you can do this, go do that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's my opinion.
Right.
And
Right.
if it's value to you or not value to you, that's your discretion. But I also know when I hear good music and I hear something that stands out. Even the new artists, I don't know why I'm going low. Absent, I'll come with his name in a minute. Huh? Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you, D-Lo. Yo, as soon as I heard his music,
you from Tampa?
nah.
No, he like
I don't know exactly where he's from, so I'm not even gonna try to guess.
He's definitely getting a lot of push out here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's definitely doing his thing.
He stands out, and that's the thing I tell people, like, either your music stand out,
Tampa's pushing him heavy.
yeah. But did
he
it?
was just here.
Yeah, at Club Sky, yeah.
I did the street promo for him.
Yeah, his rap style and his voice stands out. Anytime your voice stand out on a rap song, to me, it's an automatic win. If the way he raps, it was just like it's different.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna get mimicked here in a couple of years or another year. We'll see it
He
happen.
talking that shit kind of like Rick James. No, Trinidad James, my shit.
I promise you, bro, that shit is not gonna go too far.
Really? Why you say that?
Nah, it's going good right now, man.
I'm just saying, it's got his run right now, but how many more? He gonna be able to do it.
Time will tell. I mean,
I would
You never
tell.
know, man.
now you never know. Like it's
I would tell, man.
Have you ever backed the artists out here? I know you show love to artists, but have you ever backed artists
yeah. I've reached out to labels and say, hey, yo, check out this artist. Go to the IG just to see what kind of motion they got going on. So yeah, I've definitely, and I would never say I put an artist on, but I've definitely told labels or reps like, hey, just keep out on this cat and see, it's something you guys can do with it on down the road.
Dope. Did you get a little check for that or?
Nah.
I mean,
Nah.
just for the people running up.
Nah.
People running up on you, man. If you got a check for them, that's a different story, man. Like, yo, Buck, I got this for you, man. I know you eating with your family, but I got a little something for you there, brother.
Nah, never no check. I mean, we know about them checks, though.
Yeah.
We know about them checks.
So, do you get on the radio?
I mean, currently I'm not at Wild 94.1. I'm shopping, trying to having a couple of discussions. But right now, I think the focus is the podcast.
Okay.
Because I just think with the way music is going, the way we view content and music and interviews, podcast is the way to go.
You can draw the traffic.
Yeah, and you pretty much can control what you're doing with the podcast, regardless what lane you pick or how you pick your discussions or who you have on there. So I think with mine is going to be more unique. I've been like paying attention to a lot of people's podcasts locally and far away, and nobody's doing what I'm going to be doing.
Dope.
Yeah.
Give us talk a little about it. You saving the,
I'll say this. I'll say one word: hospitality.
Okay.
I think that's the main thing with music, with food, with travel, with life situations. Hospitality.
Hospitality is the big world out here.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We know about that market out here. We live it.
And the crazy thing is, like, we all have had that moment when it comes to hospitality.
Hell yeah. That's okay. It's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming. So, the next question, since we touched on it a little bit, what happened with the radio, brother?
They decided that they wanted to go to a different direction with the Nut House. I don't agree with it. I don't mind speaking on it at this point because I'm out of my contract. I would tell anybody, face to face, is that like, and you have those discussions with them, they fucked up. The person that was in charge, our program director, he could have did better what he was doing, but when you're only looking out for yourself and don't care about nobody else, people on the side get X'd out. And then when the higher ups don't know what the fuck they're doing, it's a shit show.
Listen, from what I know, right? From what I know, like I said, I've been out here 10 years. You're a major part of that station.
Right, I appreciate that.
Like major. You know what I'm saying? You held it down heavy. Radio's one thing. You held it down in the streets as well, representing for them.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you really represented for them, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to see you,
Right.
You're not there, you know what I mean? But it's like, you're your own entity.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I had somebody like, oh, man, I love you on the radio station all day. I'm like, I ain't been on a radio station in months. I'm like, what are you talking about? So even to hear you say that and have that person say that literally a week ago, I'm like, it's a blessing. And don't get me wrong, that's...
You got an implant in the city, man.
Yeah. The station definitely gave me an opportunity to meet, gentlemen like you guys and, meet others far in between. And I'll be grateful for that, always. But when it comes behind the scenes, it's like, we could have did a whole lot better. And I still feel like I could do a lot better. And that's my goal, is to do, just take it up a notch this year, with or without the radio station. Like, the opportunities are here. They're growing. You can always network.
So, I don't think a problem is you getting a job on another radio station.
Right.
Right? It's just probably where it is. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Are you willing to go outside the city, or you're staying right here?
I get asked that question a lot. At one point, I said that I just wanted to stay here. Okay. But the more conversations that I've had in a few months with some OGs and I'm watching stuff, I'm very open to moving out. But the thing is like everybody else, it's all about the money. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to get rich. Just make sure I'm just,
good.
You know what I'm saying? I can make everything else happen.
Right.
Around me. So I'm very open to moving. I wouldn't mind going back to Texas just to be closer to family because, the older we get, things start to happen.
Oh, definitely.
I just had a play mom that passed away, so it's
man,
like, it's kind of crazy because, like, I was talking to my mom. She was like, she was sad about it, but we were talking a while back, and it was just like, baby, people just dying left or right. She was like, oh, the times are real. And I'm like, Mom, stop talking like that. Like, hey, let's just take this day by day. But when you have family members going left and right and close family friends and however you look at the situation, you kind of like look at life perspective. So that goes on back to what you said. When I see people, it's straight up like, how you doing? Like, I'm going to be just a Southern boy the way I was raised. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know. And the times that we're living in now, we see people doing ridiculous shit. Yeah. Suing McDonald's because the coffee was hot. And suing McDonald's because the nuggets was too hot for my kid to eat. And they getting cut the check for millions of dollars. I'm like, well, damn. Let me go to some red restaurant like, oh, it's too hot. so I can get some
Right.
some checks.
Slip phone.
You know, that was the thing back in the day.
Listen, you stay in the clubs.
Right.
You know, I've heard this on an interview before with you. I was gonna ask you what was one of the like wildest moments that you saw, you know, in the club, and I know one of them was with King.
Yeah.
You know, could you tell us about that?
Oh man, it was a Tuesday night at a club at downtown St. Pete called Scene, and we were just vibing out, and me and JB had like Kid Brick was there. It was like some status people, local status people in the building. Cristal, we were all chilling in the DJ booth, and we see the situation happening on the stairs. So here's the DJ booth. The stairs is next to us. So we're just all vibing out, talking shit, drinking and whatnot. See the altercation going on, not thinking nothing of it. All of a sudden, we just see old boy just go boom, boom. Now, we didn't see the gun, but we definitely heard the shots over the music. Myself, Kid Brick, we ducked down. JB dumbass, and I love him to death. He just kept DJing.
No,
I'm down here, like, under the DJ, like, wait, get your motherfucking ass down. What happened? I'm like, so he didn't hear it because he had his headphones on. That's the wildest moment, man. Like, I've been involved, not been involved, but I've been around shootings, but nothing, like, literally from where I'm sitting down to where you're sitting right now, and I'm just, like, that close. And the dude got shot in the leg, ended up living, went to the hospital, blah, 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 but, like, I've seen shootings from a distance, a little bit, close, but that was like,
so,
Jesus.
let me ask you another question, too. We're talking about altercations.
Right.
You always have people coming up to you, too, drunk people, this, that. Have you ever gotten into altercation with someone?
A couple.
And put hands on them?
Not. I was on the street team.
Put them in the buckwheat?
No. There's been only one personal. There's a couple personal situations, but there was a situation with a Buccaneer player on a Monday night at the Kennedy, and they had just played somebody. I can't remember who the team was that Sunday night here in Tampa. So at Kennedy on Monday night, some of the players were still in town, and they came to the Kennedy. Now, football game is over with.
Right.
So we had the opponent at the club, and we had the Buccaneers players in the club. So I'm showing the niggas some love. I'm like, hey, welcome to the city. Have a good time, blah, blah, blah. I, at that point, didn't know any Buccaneers player was in the club that night. So a certain player would come up to me like, yo, this is our house. Why you showing them love? I'm like, because they hanging out, dog. Like, What's the problem? So he grabs my shirt. So I had, like, keep in mind, he's a Buccaneer player. My little small frame ass. His tall, big, fat ass. Definitely all over me. So I pushed his ass. I'm like, bro, you just ain't gonna just grab me like that. Well, like, who the fuck you think you are? And that's the part I think is funny. Like, people think because I'm small, I ain't gonna do shit. Or people think I'm so nice, I ain't gonna do shit. Like, bro, if you touch me, I'm gonna push you just like anybody else. I'm gonna swing on you, one of the two. At this point, I'm caught up hosting the club, and you over just grab me out of nowhere. So by the time I push him, security grabs me and grab him. And I'm just like, and I'm drinking, so I'm already kind of lit. So it was a straight automatic, like, grab, push, and then security jumped in.
These are football players.
Bruh. Well, they got their ass whooped, too, that night before.
Okay.
This is during the season where they suck. Let's keep that in mind. But, people egos was in the way. But I was just like, come on, bro. I remember one time when I was at the Kennedy, and Jameis Winston come up to him and whisper like, hey, you know who I am? I kind of like, backed up a little bit. I'm like, why's a nigga whispering in my ear? And I looked at him, I'm like, he says, Jameis Winston. I looked at him, I'm like, oh, shit. Then this is when he first got here. So that was like a funny moment for me also. Like, a lot of things have happened at the Kennedy. Like, if anybody knew about the Kennedy, on Kennedy, like, those Monday nights was a vibe. Oh, man.
Hell yeah,
That was fire nights.